Welcome everyone, this is Jamesrise, gonna bring you special ladies and gentlemen a new video today. And today we are going to talk about addiction. It's something that so many of us suffer on this planet Earth, if we know it or not. If we know that we are addicted to something, or maybe we really don't know. So I'm going to explain. I have a list of top addictions I'm going to throw at you guys or read off to you guys, and if any hit close to home, you know that change has to come. You have to really change your life so you can pull your way from it all, or maybe just lessen from that addiction if it's not so negative. Speaking of negative, I believe every addiction does have a positive in it and a negative. It's just whether if that positive outshines that negative, or if that negative clearly overshadows that positive, which most do. Also, if you ever had a withdrawal from pulling yourself away from something, you know that addiction had a true hold on you when you're going through that withdrawal period. So go through it. I guarantee there's light on the end of that tunnel. Withdrawals from anything you try to pull yourself with, or maybe if you didn't know you're addicted to something, you didn't have it for a while, and you're getting withdrawals, you know your body was addicted to that substance or whatever it was. Alright, without further ado, let me name off some of these addictions. Just a handful of addictions that are top rated on many sites that I've read, and from personal experience I could maybe agree with. Alright, so coffee, or more importantly, caffeine, or is my top one that I've really experienced through my clients, because people love their coffee, and it's really taken over. Gambling, anger, food, internet, anything dealing with social media, sex, alcoholism, sugar, it's a dangerous one, drugs, whether it be illicit or over the counter, nicotine, smoking, kill you up, work, if you're a workaholic, if you work too much and it's affecting your family and friends, could be a negative, shopping and spending so much money on useless crap, and then working out, I like to round off with. So those are a few of the addictions that I'm naming off to you guys. If any of those hit close to home, maybe we should reevaluate something. You really reevaluate yourself. Maybe you could change it. What I want to say, I'm going to go over some of these addictions. First and foremost, I'm going to say that if you're addicted to drugs, I'm going to go back to that over positive and negative about each of these. Let's go over drugs, nicotine, stuff like that. There is a fix. There is a certain high that you get from doing any of these things. There's a certain fun you get from it. But that positive is so minute compared to all the negatives stacked and stacked on the tail end of it all. On what it does to your body, and how it breaks you down, and how you can become a different person from doing these drugs. Smoking that cigarette, drinking those drinks, doing those pharmaceutical drugs, overdosing, those negatives clearly outweigh the positives of it all. From that instant gratification of the high, this small, compared to the great vast negatives that follow suit to it. So you have to adjust yourself. You have to look yourself in the face, look yourself in the mirror and say, is it worth it? Is my life worth surrendering to this drug, to this alcohol, to these cigarettes I am chain smoking on the daily? Is it worth it all? The answer is no, if you want to be worth something. If you know you're worth something. Those drugs are not going to take you to the places that you want to go in life. They're just going to hinder you and hold you back indefinitely. if you stay on that course of taking them on the daily and overdosing, and eventually you might kill yourself from that overdose, from taking too much. Maybe your heart couldn't handle it one time. Too many. Don't be that statistic. Don't fall into that grasp of those pharmaceuticals, of those drugs off the street. You don't want to be a part of that. So if you know you're addicted to those things, if you go out every weekend, like to get drunk, like to get hammered, if you're smoking a lot of cigarettes, if you're popping pills, there's a negative to that all. Pull yourself away from it all. If you're drinking heavily on the weekends or during the week, pull it back. I don't say cut cold turkey. If you did, that'd be something crazy and something I would applaud. But pull back from it all. Take a step back and try to find a way out. Seek help if you need be. Alright. So that's what I'm going to just name off a few of these things. I'll probably make a video where I maybe explain in detail more of these. The second one I want to talk about is something that is sort of an epidemic in this day and age that we live in. The Starbucks age that we live in, where you see a Starbucks pop up in every single corner, a coffee shop popping off in every single corner. It is coffee, and it is caffeine. Caffeine really helps us boost through the day. It helps us re-energize ourselves and, gives us that extra energy we didn't think we had. But there's the negative to it all. If you continuously drink coffee after day after day, if you are dependent on coffee on every single day and you have multiple cups of coffee, 1 cup of coffee every morning, maybe 2, maybe 3 coffees per day, you gotta think that has a taxing effect on your body, on your personal being. It's going to attack your adrenal system. It's going to be such an impact where your body truly depends on that energy source. Maybe because your body is now immune and it can't really create what's the word I'm looking for? Adrenals to really boost you through the day, that like fight or flight. That push you through that workout. The adrenal glands really pumping, making you work. Now you're putting an outside substance in your body. Coffee, caffeine. And your adrenal system doesn't really have to work anymore because you're putting a stimulant inside your body. To the fact that if you do it so much, if you're so dependent on coffee or caffeine, Pepsi, whatever it might be, that caffeine that's in your pre-workout, that crazy shit that you give pronounce in the back of the label, you're like, what the hell is that? Some lab-made caffeine. It's gonna help boost you through your workout without negative effects. Yeah, negative effects will ensue. But I just want to say that with adding that outside stimulant, your body's gonna stop producing adrenals on itself. That's why when people try to push themselves away from coffee, they are sluggish. They don't have the energy that they once were because their body's adrenal system isn't working properly anymore because they're so reliant on this stimulant, this outside source to help them. It's the same thing with steroids, where people are injecting themselves with a stimulant or testosterone, something that the body makes up naturally in all of us. You're putting an outside source, so then when you go from it, when you stop taking it, your body loses its sense of how to produce it again and the normal levels that it was, because it kind of stopped because you're putting this outside stimulant in such a high amount of it on a daily basis. So the withdrawals and the negativity from it all can be great if you're so reliant on coffee. And you might not just know it because it's just caffeine. It's not heroin or anything like that, cocaine or some drug that's really looked down upon in this FDA. We have to really evaluate what we put in our bodies is the gist of this video. And seeing that the addiction is definitely rising. When I see freaking parents giving their kids coffee, it breaks my heart. These kids have tons of energy. They're built. They're growing. They're going to have a lot of ample energy stored up in their bodies to expend. And you're feeding them with an outside stimulant. It truly breaks my heart. We have to fix ourselves. We have to really address that there is something that we're putting in our bodies that can be hurting us. And we have to fix that. Or there's going to be repercussions on the tail end of life, on the tail end of things. Maybe not so long across this road, along this road that we live on. There's going to be consequences. So with caffeine, I want to say that there is a positive and then there's a slowly rising negative that life goes on. That's going to affect you. It's going to bite you in your butt and you're going to not like it when you're so dependent on a stimulant. Why be so dependent on a stimulant when your body was made to do great things on its own? I wanted to make a rant on coffee. Maybe this is my rant on coffee right now. It's a truly addiction that I see so many of my clients having coffee in the morning. I do not drink coffee at all. Have I drank tea? Yes, a handful of times in my lifetime. I'm 28 years old. I don't drink coffee on the regular. I feel great in the mornings. We all, feel groggy when not in the mornings, but then I'm not dead if I don't have coffee. I'm not a different person if I don't have coffee. I have energy to beast the workout in the morning without having to add a stimulant to my diet, such as caffeine. So many people do, even in these pre-workouts, like I said before, filled with sugars, filled with caffeine, filled with stimulants to boost us and to have us have that pump or really push us through those workouts. They're going to help you, yes. Soon enough, your body's going to flatline from it. You're not going to get the same results from what you did because your body's going to get used to that stimulant. And it's just going to want more and more. Just imagine how taxing that will be on your body. Maybe this was my rant on coffee and this addiction in the first place. But really evaluate yourself and see what your body could do without the added stimulants. Break away from the addictions, whatever you might have in your life. I'm sure I'll break down more of these stimulants in bits by bits in future videos. Because I think addiction should be highlighted, should be, addressed in life. And we should find a way to help one another so we could go on living a non-addictive lifestyle. You guys have been awesome. This has been another video for me. I've shot this video a million times just trying to get the right one. Hopefully this one comes out okay. If you're addicted to anything in life, seek help. Because like I said, there is a negative to a positive, and most of the times that negative is greater than that positive. And you need to pull yourself for a situation if you really want a great life ahead of you. If you want a life full of not being dependent on something, not having something have a grip on your soul, so to say, on your life. This has been Jamesrise. Stay risen, stay rising, and stay positive. I'm happy to be the stimulant that you need. Take care and stay rising.